Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the weekly analysis. Today is Monday, the 22nd of January 2018, and the time is 19:01 here in the UK. Okay, so this is the second week back to trading in the new year for me. Last week, what did I take? I think I only ended up taking one trade last week, but ended up being a profitable trade, so happy with that. I honestly can't remember which trade I took though. Do you guys remember? We talked about it in the forum. I think we talked about it in Wednesday's webinar or Thursday's. Oh, I haven't started desktop sharing. Sorry. I'll start it now. It's fine. Thank you for reminding me of the trade I took. Yeah, USD cat. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. It was a nice little trade, but we'll get to that as we go down the list. We're here to do analysis, so let's just get started with the analysis. We're going to be looking for price action setups. We'll start off with the top of the list, which is AUDUSD. That's not a special pair or anything. It's just alphabetically at the top of the list. So let's start with that, see what's happening there, and work our way down. So AUDJPY right now, it's pushed back up to this resistance area, the 88.90, sorry. Back up at this resistance area. Looks like it's going to struggle to get through again. I mean, last week it struggled to get through. Now it's having another attempt at it. Is it going to break through this time? Who knows? It's not getting any higher than it was last week. So it looks like it's struggling right now, but it could very well just push straight through. Who knows? Point is, there's not really any trade setup that I see here. It's on resistance, which is usually a setup for me. You know, when I see something on resistance, it's usually a decent setup for me. But the problem in this particular case is the lead up to this resistance area isn't that great. So if I were looking to trade a reversal, my target would only, my maximum target, or sorry, my minimum target would have to be here. So I would have to, oh wait, let me just throw up a thing to show you guys what I mean. So I would want to have a target there because there's a recent pretty strong low there. I'd want to have a target there, which would mean I'd have to have a super tight stop loss to get any kind of good risk to reward ratio there. So this trade doesn't really make much sense to me. So right now, I'm probably not going to do anything with AUDJPY. Ideally, what I want to see with this pair, though, is for it to break above this resistance area, come back down, and then give us a nice continuation. I want it to essentially break above resistance, retest it as support, and then continue in a bullish direction. But right now, there's nothing that I really want to trade here. All right, AUD New Zealand, what's going on with that? I missed a short here last week. I wanted to enter a short. I missed it. Looks like the short didn't work out. Well, it didn't not work out. It just hasn't really hit target yet. It got close to the target, but it never quite hit it. It looks like it's heading back down to it. So if anyone's short on here, probably best to hold it. This resistance area is still quite strong. But as for any new setups here, I don't really see anything. AUDUSD, what's going on with this? It's finally headed up to this support, resistance area rather. It's not quite there yet, but it's getting quite close to it. I want to see what happens to AUDUSD when it hits this resistance area. Right now it's trending up, but the trend is just getting weaker and weaker as it goes. So now when it hits this resistance area, that could give us a pretty nice reversal. So that resistance area is at the 0.8050. We just got to keep a close eye on it and just see how it plays out. Right now, there's nothing happening, well, nothing I would want to trade rather, but it just has to go up a little bit further to that resistance area, and then I'll start looking for a potential short reversal trade. CAD JPY, nothing much going on here. Euro AUD. Yeah, nothing much going on here either. It's kind of stuck on top of this support resistance area here. But there's nothing that I'd really consider tradable there. Eurjpy seems to be bouncing off the support area. It's stuck in a pretty tight range right now. and it seems to be bouncing off the support area. Or at least not bouncing off it yet, but it seems to be hitting the support area. It could bounce from it, but I don't really see much opportunity for a long here, to be honest. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but right now I'm not really seeing too much potential here. All right, EURJPY is headed back to this strong resistance area, the one up here at the 136.50. I want to see what happens when it hits this resistance area. It could give us a nice reversal. It did last time. Last time it reversed quite quickly. Looks like it might do that again from here. So let's keep a close eye on that 136.50 resistance area. EURUSD is making another attempt at this resistance area up here, the 122.80. Now, EURUSD might give us an interesting trade. We were looking at it at the start of last week. Never really did anything. Never really turned into a tradable setup. But right now, it looks like it's still stalling there. So this could end up being a good setup, but it's a bit messy regardless. Let's just keep a close eye on it and see how it plays out over the coming day or two. 122.80. It's a pretty strong resistance area, so let's keep a close eye on it. GBPAUD is just broken above resistance and it's pushing up right now. What I'll be looking for on this pair is for it to move a little bit further up, hopefully come back down to the support area for a nice long continuation. That'd be a nice setup actually. But right now, I'm not gonna trade anything here. It's just broken above resistance, so it's a little too early. GBPJPY is making new highs above this pretty strong resistance area. It's finally gotten above it. It's the highest it's been for quite some time now, since mid 2016. So it's pushing up to quite some significant new highs. Pretty good for GBPJPY. I'm going to keep a close eye on this. We need to place a resistance area here, really. Right, the first one is quite obvious. It's up here. That's a good resistance area. The next one, or the one before that, is a bit tricky. I'd say around about here looks pretty solid, and that's probably going to act as resistance. So let's keep a close eye on this 157.50, see what happens when price approaches this area. This could give us a nice potential short, a temporary short, because it looks like it's trending up at the moment. So I wouldn't want to really counter this this trend, but a quick little short should be more than possible once it approaches this resistance area. Now I know I just placed this resistance area, but it is a strong resistance area. I mean, this high here, does anyone know when this was? This big move down here? It was a while ago. I'm not saying what date it was, what caused this. Yeah, that's right, Brexit. It was caused by Brexit. So we got this spike up before Brexit, and then it just came crashing down. So this was that high before Brexit. It was the body high, not the wick high. The wick high was a bit higher, but the bodies are usually where price stalls. So this was the high pre-Brexit, just a few days before it all came crashing down. The pound is finally recovering a little bit, so once it approaches this high again, I see this as a significant point. 157.50, be looking for a potential short there. Alright, GBPUSD is also breaking above the highest resistance we have for it. So let's see if we can place a new resistance area on here. Alright, this one's quite simple to place. Pretty solid resistance area, has quite a few bounces. There, here even. So quite a lot of bounces actually. So this is a pretty solid resistance area. I'm going to keep a very close eye on GBPUSD. I want to see what happens when it hits this 140.80. So basically the 1.41 really. Just going to round it up a little bit to that 1.41. Nice little psychological level / resistance area. Once it approaches that, I'm pretty sure we'll see a reaction. I'll be looking for a potential short opportunity. Not a long-term short by any means because it's a strong trend, but I'll be looking for like, just a small short, maybe 1.5 risk-reward ratio, see how it goes. Sorry guys, I forgot to mute my phone. All right, New Zealand USD. Ooh, New Zealand USD is pushing up to this resistance area, quite a strong resistance area. This could give us a nice short setup. Let's keep a close eye on this one on the daily, on the 12-hour. Just see what happens here. It's already made an attempt at reversing from here and it failed, so I don't have too much confidence in this, and it's a very strong bullish trend. But it has stalled here for quite some time, so that tells us that bullish trend is sort of dying out. So we might have a nice short opportunity here. Let's keep a close eye on it, see how it plays out. USD CAD. All right, USD CAD gave us a nice little long trade last week. Ended up closing out with that spike from news, but that's fine because news usually helps us out on our trades. News is a good thing. And news did help us out with this one, and it spiked up, hit our target. A lot of you got slipped actually on that trade, and you made even more profit because of the slip. It was positive slippage, which is not that common an occurrence, but sadly I didn't get slipped. Well, I did by a massive 1 pip, but some of you got slipped by 10-20 pips on your target, which was nice to hear. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't, but whatever, still a good trade. But yeah, right now USD CAD kind of not doing much really. It's on that support area, pushing away from it. Can't get below the support area. I'd be interested to see what happens if it does break below this week. So if it manages to get below here, I'll be looking for a potential retrace to support, which would then be resistance for a short continuation, something like that. But right now, there's no real clear setup. So we're just going to have to wait and see. USD CHF stalling on the support area, nothing really tradable here. Just, yeah, too messy. And finally, USDJPY. USDJPY has pushed back up to this resistance area. Pretty decent resistance area. Held price back last week. Might hold price back again this week. Let's see what happens. This could give us a nice short continuation trade. I want to see if indecision forms up at this resistance area for a potential short trade. It's a bit early to say right now, at least on the 12-hour chart. Even on the 6-hour. The 4-hour is the only one that's really showing indecision, but I don't want to trade it on there. At least not right now. So let's keep a close eye on some of the higher time frames. See if we get a nice little indecision candle here and we could get a potential short. And that pretty much wraps it up for the analysis, guys. There's been a quick analysis, but there's a lot of potential this week. So the pairs to watch this week so far, I mean, this could change throughout the week, obviously, as things develop, as price moves. But right now, what I'm going to be taking a close look at is AUDUSD for a move up to this resistance area, the 0.8050. I know this is a strong move by AUDUSD. It's a strong bullish trend. But there is a pretty decent chance that it could stall here and pull away. So let's keep a close eye on that. And when I say, oops, I can't undo that, can I? Damn it. I misclicked there. When I say it could pull away, what I mean is that we could get a kind of temporary reversal. I wouldn't really be looking for a long-term reversal from this all the way back down to this support area. Even that would be a bit much. I mean, this is a very strong bullish trend. So having a big reversal from that is not something that is very likely. I mean, it can happen, but it's just the chances are low. What I'd be looking for here would be like a small reversal. Just take some quick profit, round about here, something like that. This is just a guess. Obviously, you can't really tell where your target's going to be until the trade triggers. The trade setup forms, let's say. But I'll be looking for something like that, something down here, not too far, not all the way to the next support area. I wouldn't be expecting a reversal that big from a trend this strong. I was also keeping an eye on GBPUSD and GBPJPY. They both looked good because they're breaking up, heading towards these new resistance areas, these fresh resistance areas that we haven't seen in quite some time. So they're new in the sense that they haven't been hit in a while. But I guess in a way they're also old because they're all the way back from pre-Brexit when the pound was a kind of different currency back then. But yeah, now it's approaching those pre-Brexit resistance levels, so I'm expecting pretty big things from those ones actually. I'll be looking for a nice reversal here from the 1.4100. Similar with GBPJPY, be looking for a nice reversal from the 157.50. USDJPY also looks somewhat decent. It's just coming back up to this resistance area, so it could give us a nice little continuation from there. I'm going to be looking for a short here on the 12-hour, maybe even the 8-hour or the 6-hour. Nice potential for a short there. And there was, some things happening on other pairs, but those were the main ones I'm looking at right now. Thanks for watching the analysis. I hope it was useful. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button below. Also, for instant notifications when I post analysis or other cool videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Once the setups I share in this analysis trigger, I post live updates as I manage the trade, such as my entry, exit, stop, and when to get out of the trade. For these updates, add me on Facebook or Twitter by clicking the buttons below. I'll see you in the next video.